Hello and welcome to Runs, Wickets, Overs. This video will take you through the main scoring differences between Play Cricket Scorer Professional, PCS Pro, versions 3 and 4. PCS Pro 3 was in use at the end of the UK domestic cricket season in October 2020 and has been through two major upgrades in preparation for the 2021 season. Version 3.1 came out in November 2020 and version 4 in March 2021. At the time of recording, PCS Pro is currently on version 4.0.4.2. You must upgrade to the latest version before scoring with PCS Pro again, if you are logging in with a username and password. If you are not sure how to update your software, you might find the Runs, Wickets, Overs video called How to Update Play Cricket Scorer Professional useful to watch. PCS Pro is designed for the professional game and includes features for analysts, video capture and output to professional match centres, so some of the updates may not be relevant in recreational cricket. This video focuses on the main visible scoring updates. I've already logged into PCS Pro using a username and password that connects to the playcricket.com competition management system, used here in the UK. If you find a software error or need to ask for help with PCS Pro, the first visible change can be found on the Help menu, where the Play Cricket Help Desk option has been replaced with Report an Issue. This new feature is most effectively used while scoring the match in which you need help or found the issue, as it will automatically add diagnostics to the report from your software under Open Match. It will also pre-populate the report with your name, email address and associated club when logged in. Your completed report will then be sent to the appropriate help desk, recreational or professional, depending on your username. If you need to report an issue when not scoring, don't forget to log in first to direct your report to the correct support team. When setting up a match, any mandatory information is identified by a small red asterisk or star, but sometimes these can be hard to spot. Our second visible update is the addition of more yellow borders to help identify where information is missing. In this example, we need to add player information, so the Add Players button has a yellow border. When Add Players is clicked, the Edit Match screen shows 11 players on each team already, but the yellow border draws us to the Captain field, where a missing entry is required. If you are setting up a multi-day match, once the toss is recorded, a prompt will appear containing the follow-on figure for the duration of your match and asking you to enter the minimum number of overs remaining in this day's play. Expect to see more of these kind of prompts in all formats of the game that have been introduced in version 4 at the start of the sessions and when lengthy interruptions in play occur, as a reminder to set or reduce the overs remaining in the day or the innings. If you like to record where players' shots go on the Wagon wheel, notice that the green background is now lighter and the markings and orientation slider are now darker, making it easier to see when scoring outside with screen glare. Hover the mouse pointer on the wagon wheel background, and a tooltip now appears, naming the fielding position that corresponds to your mouse pointer. If you don't like this new feature, you can turn it off via the cog in the top right corner of the wagon wheel panel. When you add an interval or interruption, and you know when play is going to resume or progress on the interruption is going to be made, you can add this information to the play state, which will appear in the match centres and live scores sites to keep spectators informed. During an interruption, the button to the right of play state will allow you to enter what will happen next and the time it will happen. If play state is set to an interval that usually has a fixed resumption time, the Edit Resumption box will automatically appear and be set to Play to Resume at, ready for you to enter the known resumption time. You don't have to enter a resumption time. Simply click the cross at the top right corner to dismiss the box without entering a time or event. Most PCS Pro scorers will have configured their software to display the panels that they like to use, but in this video I'm using the default layout, which includes the ball-by-ball panel. This panel has numerous columns, many of which contain data being recorded by analysts or other writers, which may not be relevant in your match. Did you know that if you scroll far enough to the right, you can see the timestamp when you recorded each delivery? You can now hide, rearrange and resize these columns to suit your preferences. To hide columns other than the essential first 6, right-click on a column header, select Columns from the menu and untick any that you don't want to see. The columns list is also available via the Settings cog in the top right of the ball-by-ball panel. To resize a column, drag the borderline in the header, and to rearrange columns, drag a column header to the required location. While we are in the ball-by-ball window, now is a good time to look at the changes when inserting or adding balls in edit mode. Right-click on the relevant ball in the ball-by-ball panel in edit mode, and you will notice that the wording on the menu has changed slightly. Add ball now says to end, and insert ball now says before, to indicate where in the over the additional ball will go, at the end of the over for add ball, or before the current delivery for insert ball. Any delivery created by adding or inserting will now include a timestamp at approximately the midpoint between the previous and next balls when inserting. If you know the correct timestamp, it can now be modified by right-clicking on the relevant delivery in the ball-by-ball window while in edit mode, and selecting Edit Ball Time. Another new feature is the ability to record penalty runs as non-ball penalties during intervals or before play starts. When not in play, the pen button, normally used for recording penalty runs, is not accessible, but click on the scoring menu and the penalty runs option is active. Select the reason for the penalty as normal. The new option of non-ball related will be pre-selected, so just click on Add to enter the penalty runs before play resumes. While you are scoring, the sequence of symbols for combination extras, such as buys or leg buys off a no ball, has changed to reflect the sequence in which they occurred. Look in This Over or Batters and Bowlers Details to see no ball shown before buys, leg buys or runs. There's been an improvement when you need to select a subfielder who is involved in a dismissal. Previously, the player's name had to be typed into the subfielder box as free format text, but most substitutes will be club players who just didn't make the starting 11 this week. So it is now possible to select the name of the substitute from the list of players in your database. Click on Select from Player Database and the list of players for that club will be displayed, from which you can select the relevant player. Don't forget that you can click on Show All Players to see everyone in your database, regardless of which club they play for. Click on Add when you have found the right player, and they will be credited with their fielding part in the dismissal, and added to the fielding list as sub, in case you need them again later in the same match. If you know who the likely substitutes are in advance, they can be added to the play-in squad in match setup. Any player listed beyond the number of players permitted in the match type will be selectable in fielding events, but listed as sub in the fielding panel and on scorecards when involved in dismissals. In matches downloaded from Play Cricket, fielders involved in dismissals listed as unknown and sub will be uploaded to Play Cricket as unsure to trigger validation workflow within the Play Cricket system. If you are scoring a match where the Decision Review System, DRS, is in use, you can now record information about the decisions made under review in the Wicket dialog box. The additional fields for DRS are initiated by setting DRS values in the score summary panel. When the number of reviews per side are set to a numeric value, the Wicket button includes the text Referral. Recording a wicket will then offer a new optional section in which to record any appeals that were reviewed. If the review results in a dismissal, select the correct dismissal type in the upper section and then record the sequence of events in the referral section. If the review does not result in a dismissal, the Wicket dialog box can still be used to record referral information by selecting Not Out as the dismissal type, and then completing the referral section in the lower part of the box. Any entries in the referral section will generate an automatic innings note, and any decisions that result in the loss of a review will automatically update the review numbers in the score summary panel. If you are connected to a replay screen using PCS Pro slides for output, you will find some new slides displaying things like teams and officials, breaks with resumption details, and a countdown to the next event. There is also a new summary slide that displays the highest batters' scores and best bowling figures for each innings, showing the top 4 in the first 2 innings, top 2 in the 3rd innings, and top 1 in the 4th innings. There have been many other tweaks to the different slide layouts, so if you do use these on a replay screen, then make sure you have a look through the slide deck and see all the improvements that have been made. You can now prefix player names on the scoreboard with shirt numbers by clicking on Tools, Configuration and choosing the Scoreboard tab, where you will find the preference choice in the General Options section at the top. When scoring a limited over match, if you click on Overs Remaining, the choice of DLS versions now includes DLS Professional 2020 version 4, which became effective on the 15th of October 2020. With PCS Pro already open on my computer, if I try to open it again, I will now get a warning message giving me the option to close the first instance or stop the second one from opening. This feature has been introduced to help on the rare occasion that an earlier instance of PCS Pro failed to close properly and remained open in the background. Selecting Yes in the message box will close the background instance and allow PCS Pro to open cleanly for use. These upgrades contain a lot more changes than shown in this video, so please consult the product release notes for full details. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to upgrade to the latest version of PCS Pro before you start scoring again.